A homemade helium mylar balloon believed to be carrying a 6-year-old boy.
I am the living man.
Yes, my mother twitted my temples!
I was watching about this metal band, Dogma, and how it's apparently an industry plant. The creation wasn't organic and basically two guys decided to make a lesbian-coded band to appease the masses. It's a shame for the girls, but it got me thinking of how this concept started. I remember Boney M and Milli Vanilli were two prefabricated bands made by the same guy, but their careers didn't last that long. And then it got to me. Fabricated life, shady ghost vocals, quick rise to fame. That's straight up Jennifer Lopez! So today we're gonna talk about how Señorita Lopez might be the most successful industry plant in my opinion. How did she do it? The claims that she didn't actually sing some of her hit songs, the whole I'm Jenny from the Bronx persona, and people exposing her entire life now. Let's do this. But before we continue, if you like digging into bizarre beliefs, hoaxes, controversies, and overall entitled people ruining their lives, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Jennifer Lopez appeared in the best moment possible. The Latino culture was becoming increasingly popular and people were accepting it and embracing the vibe. Enrique Iglesias, Shakira, Ricky Martin, those are some of the names I can remember from what? The 2000s? Damn. However, the main one that got all the views, the recognition, and praise was Jennifer Lopez. She started in the 90s being a dancer on the TV show In Living Color. Then she became Janet Jackson's background dancer, but she met ultimate fame with the movie Selena, a 1997 biopic about Mexican-American singer's life and unfortunate death. The film brought a Golden Globe nomination to J-Lo, and from there, her acting career took off. But I guess she wanted to make it everywhere, so in 1999, she released her debut song, If You Had My Love, making it to the top 6 on the Billboard charts. J-Lo was at the top of the music and film industry, quite lucky. Again, it could have been the Latino explosion from back in the day, but whatever it was, she was making it big. But her fame was always been murky, mainly because of those faint echoes of people behind the scenes claiming she is fake as f***. Where do I start here? There are so many to choose from. I guess let's begin with the very first shady thing that made her a big superstar. Tommy Mottola and Jennifer Lopez met in 1998 after Tommy divorced Mariah Carey. J-Lo and Tommy were allegedly dating, and he was the one who pushed her into her first big break, If You Had My Love. But this doesn't end here. There is an R&B singer named Shantae Moore who recorded a song in 1998 called If I Gave Love that sounds almost like the 1999's J-Lo song. The two songs were written by the same person. By this time, I guess J-Lo got what she wanted from Tommy Mottola, and the fact that the relationship was hidden and brief, J-Lo started dating Puff Daddy, who was the one who allegedly pushed the writer into either giving her the song or writing her an extremely similar one. So, Shantae's song was buried under J-Lo's power. It is said by people, although not confirmed, that she used a ghost vocalist for that song. Apparently, Sony heard her vocals and was not impressed, so they added another singer to the mix and claimed it was J-Lo's voice. Again, speculation, but this was not the last time ghost vocals were a thing in her career. The next ones are actual facts. It is confirmed by the vocalist. J-Lo used Christina Milian's vocals in her song Play. Ain't It Funny and I'm Real has Ashanti's vocals. In her words, she said, she demoed the track before she was signed, and they left my hook and some of the backgrounds and ad-libs. Especially with the I'm Real, this remix was incredibly successful, and it was the song that pushed J-Lo into a more R&B, hip-hop image. And the fact that she was still dating Puff Daddy. Her major hit, Jenny from the Block, That is Natasha Ramos. She was also in multiple other songs. The song Get Right was literally stolen from Usher. He didn't even know that song was given to JLo. He had already recorded it.
It's the way that you look at me, baby.
And he is not the only singer who had issues with her. Mariah Carey, Brandy Norwood, and many more had their songs snatched away and given to JLo instead. Comedian and actress
Ao Adebiri
said on her podcast Scam Goddess that Jennifer Lopez's career is one long scam because of the ghost singing allegations.
Today I was actually thinking about one of my favorite scams of all time because JLo is hosting or is performing at the Super Bowl halftime show.
She is, which is a scam in itself.
And her whole career is one long scam.
Oh, the longest con. JLo can't sing. And did you know that JLo doesn't know that she can't sing?
Well, that's the thing that is...
She did an interview and then she was like, I never knew that people didn't think I could sing. I thought I could sing.
Like, she thought that she was on... She thinks she's on multiple tracks, but it's not her. I think she thinks that she's still good, even though, like, she's not singing for most of these songs.
Damn.
Now listen, this is not a weird thing in pop music. Having demo vocals or background singers on the final cut happens all the time. But the problem with JLo is how many times it has happened. Allegedly from the very beginning. It's a pattern we cannot look away from. An industry plant not only has tons of help from professionals behind the scenes at the very beginning of their careers, but it also has a background story. Sometimes it's a cute one, sometimes it's a more somber story. But in Jenny's case, it was your typical underdog that made it big after grinding for years. JLo claimed she came from the Bronx, the hood, had holes in her shoes, her hair was messy, her parents and sisters lived in a small house, her dad was working night shifts, and her mom was grinding on multiple jobs just to get by. That's why she wanted to make it big to help her family. How can anybody not feel a connection with her story? Even if you didn't live that way, you have to be so proud of her accomplishments and the amount of effort her parents went through to give their kids a roof and education. But here's the thing. In recent years, some of her old neighbors and former classmates have pushed back that narrative. She wasn't the crazy hair kid running around with busted out shoes. She was more of a short, neat hair in an all-girls school in an Irish-Italian neighborhood. Her dad was a computer technician and her mom worked at a school. Not only are those stable jobs, but they are steady incomes. Not to mention, both parents worked. They were a nice, middle-class, modest, and stable family. Nothing to be mad or to lie about. In her book and in some interviews, JLo mentions how shameful she was after sneaking into garbage bins looking for food. Give me a break. Overly dramatic and fabricated, in my opinion, which aligns perfectly with my industry plant theory. The beginning contracts like Tommy Mottola's and Puff Daddy, the ghost vocals, the overly embellished backgrounds. I mean, come on. Are you with me or have I lost you already? She dated a top-notch music executive and her music career took off. Then she dated another big name in the music industry, but on the hip-hop side, and then she became one of the biggest hip-hop artists? Now she sells everything, clothing, perfumes, and she's still doing music and acting as well. But where is Shantae Moore? Where is Natasha Ramos? Are Shanti and Christina Milian's career in the same lane as JLo? I just have one word for this. Unfair. It's unfair that Jennifer Lopez had everything handed to her just by snapping her fingers, taking opportunities away from people who have shown how talented they are. And also, there are families struggling to get by in life, and here's JLo, cosplaying their pain. Now, she does sing. It's not like she doesn't have concerts using her voice.
Now, people have criticised her lack of cultural sensitivity. Some have said her outfits resemble that of a stripper. But Dee Dee, I'm more concerned about the terrible sound. The girl cannot sing. Turn up the backing tape. That's what I would be asking for.
Not every song has ghost vocals in it. She has never denied that there are some background voices in some of her songs, and let's be honest. In pop culture, what's really important is selling entertainment, and she does that perfectly well. She's an amazing dancer and she has a big personality. Not to mention, the woman is gorgeous. But you cannot look away from all those manufactured claims, some of which are actual facts. It just feels so insincere and vacuous. At the end of the day, J-Lo's legacy is massive. People keep buying tickets to see her live, they watch her movies, they buy whatever she's selling. She's not going anywhere. And for that reason, I'm calling her the final boss of industry plants. No matter how many times she's exposed, nobody seems to care. They cared about Milli Vanilli, they care about Boney M. Dogma is receiving a lot of backlash, but J-Lo's career is still intact.
Ain't it funny?
What do you think? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like or a dislike, it's fine. And subscribe, it's completely free. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I will see you the next one. Stay safe.